German stereotypes and how true they are in comparison to other stereotypes that probably aren't as true. Let's check it out. Dating beyond borders.
Love you in German.
It's like,
like
Yeah, you like if you say ich liebe dich, like I heard that's like, you know, very intense. But ich hab dich lieb is like a lot more chill, a lot more chill. Like, you guys let me know if that's true or not.
yeah.
Take a step back.
Take it slow.
Truth or myth? Let's answer these in the comments down below. I'm very curious. Most of my audience is from Germany or some part of Europe. So if you have resided in Germany at any point, if you are German yourself, go ahead and leave a comment. If you guys are American or whatever nationality and you visited Germany, also co-sign on this, or you know, let me know your thoughts and feelings on what you see here.
I just realized that a whole lot of you are actually not subscribed to the channel.
That's actually common for a lot of YouTube channels. That's the same here. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button.
So if you could go ahead and subscribe to see more on dating and culture around the world, as well as hit that bell button to receive notifications. And now let's get on with the video.
What stereotypes do you think you'll hear today?
That we are cold, strict, boring.
I've heard that. I've definitely heard that. What do y'all think?
Drink a lot of beer.
We're very efficient and not funny.
We are always on time.
And tall.
You're not tall.
Damn! There goes the cold.
A little boring, but what I hear sometimes people say is German people are very meticulous, so I hope there will be a bunch of good stuff.
Very good looking, super intelligent, the best people basically.
All right.
Blonde and pretty.
Stereotype. Germans have no sense of humor. True or false, y'all?
Don't laugh, we don't have humor.
Yes, we don't.
Okay, next.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't think that's true at all. You'll hear that from North Americans, I think.
Damn. Guilty. Yeah, I feel like we be throwing some jabs at Germany. I just think that the humor is misunderstood. I will say this. It is dry. The humor is dry. It doesn't mean Germans have no sense of humor. I actually feel like they do have a crazy sense of humor. In fact, I feel like Germans got a dark sense of humor, like some of the darkest humor I've ever seen, man. I'm like, God damn, y'all crazy, bro. Y'all be going hard in the paint with that shit, isn't it?
Different sense of humor.
It's not where I'm from in Munich. We make a lot of jokes.
The problem is people do not understand our humor.
Yeah.
See, boom. It's not the fact that they don't have humor. It's misunderstood humor. I feel like America's at a point right now. I mean, maybe the world, but definitely America. America is like, it's just at its most sensitive time it's ever been in. I feel like everyone is very sensitive, very triggered. I mean, you can't even go to comedy clubs right now without people being triggered. So, yeah, I feel like right now, Germany for sure has like an amazing sense of humor. It's dark and it can come off as dry, but if you understand it, it's actually hilarious.
Dry humor.
Dry.
Yes, there you go.
I had a friend in Hamburg.
Dark humor.
They both lived in the UK and Germany, and he said the difference is that Germans take everything very literal, which I could see, and this makes it hard to understand sarcasm and irony sometimes. And he said German humor is very slapstick, you know, like flipping out of black eyes or something like that.
North American humor is, you know, when someone is making a joke, because they like right away they start laughing.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Guilty. Also guilty.
They're like, oh, I'm just joking. In German, we don't really do that.
It's implied. You have to figure out if it was a joke or not. They'll be like, man, if she got any fatter, she'd probably blow up. That's like a joke, you know? But if like some people might be like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like,
Joke, and we keep it like straight. We don't move our face. We don't laugh. So you kind of have to understand. Oh, that's a joke.
It is often very explicit, right? It's like
Right.
It's like
yeah, like there's different types of jokes. There's jokes where you take digs at each other and stuff like that. Like the joke I just said, that wasn't about the person I'm watching, by the way. It was just like a random ass statement. But like you could really make jokes about anything, about anybody, and different like calibers and stuff like that, and it'll be either well received or not. You know, like I said, America, everybody gets offended over everything. So you know, it's hard to tell jokes out here without getting canceled, bro.
inappropriate stuff where like you say that somewhere else, people don't find it as funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes is just translation for German jokes, bro. Truth or myth? So I guess people said that it's a myth that Germans don't have a sense of humor. I agree. I feel like they do have a sense of humor. It's dark humor and dry humor. And if you understand where they're coming from and you understand the humor, then it actually is hilarious, bro. It's hilarious. Germans are direct and say how it is. Actually, at first I thought this was true. I would venture to say that it's not as true as I thought it was when I initially got involved in like diving into Germany and all of its cultural differences between America. I feel like because Germany, you know, is so interwoven with America and a lot of other westernized countries, it's actually more common for people to not be direct now. Like maybe at some point Germans were pretty direct. I feel like out of all the people that I've been interacted with, maybe Germans are the most direct, but that they're not as direct as we make them seem. We make it seem like, you know, they're super like, oh no, like it's this or that, and that's what I thought. But like after talking with and interacting and watching and consuming a bunch of content, it almost seems like there is a lot of pandering, just like every other westernized country. So I can't even say that that's true anymore. But what do y'all think? They're probably going to say, yes, this is true, but I would venture to disagree. I feel like Germany's not as bad as America when it comes to not being direct. Like they're more straightforward. I will say that they are more straightforward, but I feel like they aren't as straightforward as I thought they were. You know, I thought it was like, okay, for instance, I thought it was like, oh, you know, the typical, hey, does this blah, blah, blah look good on me? They would be like, no, you should find a different dress. Or it would just be like, no, like they wouldn't even like give you a suggestion like, no, it doesn't look good. They'll be like, oh, maybe you should try this. Da, 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 da. That works better for you. And that's like less direct. It's like yes or no, you know? I feel like it's not as common these days to tell somebody to their face, no, that doesn't look good on you. But I could be wrong. I feel like back 2 years ago, I had a different impression, but you know, you kind of get a better sense of where people are, you know, over time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are direct.
Definitely, I agree. For sure, yeah.
Definitely compared to other cultures.
Totally.
To other cultures, I would say yes, but in general, like the way I was thinking, I thought it was always direct, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, you know, or it's this and that's final, but it's not. It's honestly not. I feel like.
Yeah, it depends on where you're from, though. Like,
yeah.
Very direct, I feel like very direct.
Because we don't have time for anything else. You know?
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
We use our time wisely, so we are direct. If we have a problem, we tell you. If we like something, we tell you.
Especially at work.
Yes.
Okay, work, that makes sense.
Like people will say, oh yeah, you're doing all this very, very well, and this is great,
Yeah.
but there's this one tiny little thing. It's like, what?
One tiny little thing, like, nah, bro, tell me where I'm messing up, bro. That's the biggest issue I have with people, bro. Like, if I'm telling people, hey, like, I want to get better at this, tell me what I'm doing wrong, and they tell me all the things I'm doing right. I'm like, I didn't ask for the things I'm doing right. I'm asking for the things I'm doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? You're not going to offend me. I'm asking you, what am I doing wrong? I'm not going to get feisty, snappy, whatever. Like, I want to improve. I can't improve if you don't tell me that. Like, if I'm at work and I'm like, hey, what can I do to be better? They're like, well, you're doing this right and this right, and you know, maybe if you I'm like, just tell me what I need to do and I will do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Nobody.
I think it's sometimes difficult when you talk to people to get a connection going, like a deeper connection right off the bat. I think it's a North American thing, maybe in general, but it's like you talk about superficial stuff. It doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't really leave anything with you, any emotion.
You don't have small talk with strangers, I'd say. Like if you get introduced to someone, then you start off with small talk maybe, but if it's just a random stranger at the bar.
We don't need to pretend for like a month that we are someone else. You want to know what you're doing, what you believe in, what you think, what you...
So I feel like what they're saying is basically like, for small talk, maybe they won't be as direct. With people who they're close with, they'll be, you know what I'm saying? Like, just out of love. Or I have that mixed up.
And not just, I don't know, what's your next brunch destination?
So yeah, I figured everybody was gonna say truth for this one as far as the directness. Now, we gotta think about this, right? This is in comparison to other countries. So in comparison to other countries, yes, they are very direct. But for me personally, I don't think Germans are as direct as I thought they were when I first got into the culture. You know what I mean? Like, I could talk to anybody and I feel like there still is a degree of people kind of dodging a little bit. Not as much as America, trust me, not as much as America. I have to clear that up. But I feel like it's not as direct as you would think. And I'm not sure if anybody can like back me up on that. If not, cool, I get that. But like if somebody out there is like, oh, you know what, I kind of see what you're talking about. Yeah, just let me know. Damn. It won by a lot. Germans live by the rules, organization structure. Yeah, I feel like for the most part that's pretty true, man. That's pretty true. Like I said, it just depends on what level you think when it comes to this.
Yes. We plan everything.
I think our society is pretty organized. I think whether it's public transport, even on a social level, when you say on Friday evening there's a party and you say I come.
Yeah,
Like, I
Pause.
don't bail out the day before, even 30 minutes before, because something better comes up. So I think reliability and social structures are very important, and the system itself works. But at the same time, I don't think we are like overly conservative. I don't know.
No, I agree. We're not too rigid, I think.
If we have to cancel, we cancel like a week in advance. Or if I tell you I'm meeting you on...
I'm the worst person when it comes to showing up on time or committing to a schedule. I mean, you could ask anybody at twitch.tv/JamesBreaking. I was an hour and a half late yesterday. I normally stream at 7:30 Central Time, and I was an hour and a half late. People were waiting. They were literally waiting for the stream and stuff, and I was like, dang. But that's also me IRL. I'm like the worst. I'm admittedly the worst person when it comes to showing up to places on time. If I tell people I'll be somewhere at a certain time, I'll show up an hour late, 15 minutes late, 30 minutes late. I'm either an hour early or an hour late. I'm never on time, bro. Never on time. Never. Like, I don't think there's been a single time I've been on time anywhere. Maybe when I was younger, but now as an adult, when I go to work, I always get to work an hour early, because I know if I don't get there an hour early, I will be an hour late. Because I don't know, it's just how I am, bro.
In 2023, I will be there. If I know,
I haven't hung out with any of my friends because of how late I am to things. Like, I literally will straight up cancel plans and like not tell somebody until the day of, or I won't even let them know. I just won't show up. Like, oh yeah, let's go have lunch at such and such a time, such and such a date, and then I just don't show up. I admittedly, it's a toxic trait of mine, but hey, it is what it is.
okay, then I have to leave my house by 5 to be there.
Well, I think honestly that's something that Germans are actually proud of. Having job interviews here in Canada, it's something, you know, I'm German, I'm very organized, like, don't worry about that.
Actually, the shops are not open in Germany, which is different here, I think, in North America.
How does that affect you?
For me, of course, it's nice because now I can do the things I didn't make on Saturday on Sunday, but now I also feel like staying at home on Sunday is wrong, whereas in Germany, everyone just stays at home and
people are used to everything being so on time. So if the train is late, they complain.
I noticed that. I had a lot of people from Germany talking extra sweet, and I mean in the most ironic way. People were talking shit about the German transportation system, and I was like, ooh, it probably is not reliable at all. And then I come to realize it actually is more reliable than I thought. It's just that the culture over there, people are like, they want things to be on time. So when the train shows up 15, 20 minutes late, it's a big deal. But the train system in Germany is like the train system anywhere else. The train system in America, even in Chicago, New York, is not as reliable as people would think. If you're trying to think of like, oh, trains getting on time, getting to different destinations on the dot, they're never going to really be exactly on the dot. Like, oh, this train gets here at 6:55. They've always been like 5 or 10 minutes early or late. You know what I mean? So, and it depends on a variety of factors. It was something in the tracks. Is there an obstruction? Is there maintenance that needs to be done? There's so many different variables, man. But are people wilding out on the train? Are they leaving the doors open when they should be like letting them close? Like, there's so many different anomalies that could slow down trains and stuff like that people don't factor in. So I always think that trains, in my opinion, are very reliable, but it just depends, bro. Now, if they're like, you know, an hour or 2 hours late, that's a big ass problem. But like, you know, if it's like 20, 30 minutes even late, bro, like I'm not tripping, bro. I could like plan around that. I could just show up to the train an hour and a half early. So an hour and a half earlier than I should have, so I can like make some room for their mistakes and stuff. You have to expect people to mess up in order to live a stress-free life, my guy.
They make a big fuss about it. If the train is late an hour or 30 minutes, they actually have to reimburse them.
Yeah, but after
oh wow.
Like people living around you, then you have to be quiet, and people would like literally wait until 10 p.m. sharp and then call the police.
Wow.
Bail last minute because that happens so much, and I forgot you guys are German.
Yeah, that's why things work in Germany.
Damn. Truth. Germans are distant and hard to get to know. That's not true, bro. I feel like people, like if you compare it to other Western cultures, maybe, but I feel like that's not true at all. I thought so. These are like stereotypes when I was like reacting to German content 2 years ago. I thought were true, but bro, no, that's not. Actually, like you need to sit down and have an authentic conversation. Germans, I feel like in general, will not open up to you if they get the feeling you're not being genuine. That's the thing. I mean, and I think that's the realest shit ever, bro. Like, if you're talking to me and I feel like you're not being genuine, I'm not going to open up. I'll be very surface level with you. But if you look like you're this conversation's going in a genuine route, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's actually make plans. Let's go somewhere and commit to that. Then that's where you start building a potential friendship and whatnot. It has to be something of substance. Like, I feel like in general, the culture of in Germany, it's like, bro, you need to like bring some substance or don't mess with me at all, bro. That's why I'll put it this way. The tactic, the sales tactic that they have in America doesn't work in Germany. That fake, like, oh my God, how was your day? How are you? What's up? The small talk questions, that shit does not work in Germany, bro. Because people are like, I don't know you. I don't want to know you. Get out of my face because I know you're fake. You know, I want to buy my stuff in the store and go home. I'm not trying to have a whole conversation with a random store person because I know that you're breathing up my neck. Car dealerships in America, bro, that strategy would not work in Germany. Like, oh my God, like, how are you? How's your family? I'm like, I don't know you. Stop asking me questions. I want to go buy the car I want. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
See, I feel like it's quite the opposite. Let me make a statement and then we're going to keep pressing. I feel like friendships with Germans are maybe some of the most genuine in the world. And I don't say that lightly at all. I feel like most people from Germany are very understanding. Once you make a friend in Germany, they're friends for life unless you do something chronically messed up to mess up that relationship. You know, obviously everybody gets busy and stuff like that, so you're not always going to talk to people. However, once you form a bond with somebody from Germany, I feel like that is like a person you keep forever. If you form a bond with like somebody from America, for instance, in a lot of cases, it might go away because people in America are like, oh, if you don't give me attention, you're not my friend. You know, that's not how it works over there. You know, it's different. But like I said, if you guys think differently, y'all let me know. But I feel like some of the most genuine friendships you'll make will definitely be people from Germany, man.
Maybe depending where you are, Munich is maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, that is like
snobby.
Drunk or sober? Oh, it's like during the day, like we mind our own business. Except you go out and you know want to be social on purpose.
People, for example, move to Hamburg and they don't maybe speak the language yet and everything. It takes a bit more time to get into those established circles. Yeah. And I think we are a little less open for strangers.
We Germans, we need a bit of like a warm-up time. Like we are not like right away like, hey.
Like cats, man. Like cats, bro. Like cats won't let you just pet them. They're like, ugh. Let me like warm up first, man.
Come in, be my friend.
And you ignore people that you know that you see in public sometimes.
That's so awkward.
Yeah, that's
terrible. It's terrible. They do it all the time. It's like,
bro, I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I see people that I know and I'm like, I don't want to talk, bro. And I'll like walk away. I do that all the time. Admittedly so, man. I know it's rude or whatever y'all call it, I don't care. If I don't want to talk, I want to talk. I'll walk straight away, bro. Like,
like, hey, that's Peter from high school. It's like, hey.
Yeah.
And they're like straight up. They don't look at you like this.
Yeah, just avoid
terrible
confrontation.
But do you think that Germans put a lot of pressure on themselves? I think we are very critical and self-reflective and all of that.
In English, I feel like people more like saying, I love you.
Yeah.
We don't say I love you.
No, that shit is yeah. I even feel weird saying that. You know what I'm saying? I feel weird saying that, bro. Unless you're like not my partner. If you're my partner, I don't feel weird saying that. But if you're like a random person, like if you're a friend, I should say, if you're a friend, I can't. It just feels weird saying that. You know, I get what it is when you say it to a friend versus saying it to an intimate partner, but like still, bro, that shiznit is weird to me. So I get why it's uncomfortable saying that.
No, my dad never told me I love you. Like,
this seemed like an expose now.
No, we don't do that. If someone tells you I love you in German,
it's like, whoa. Tips.
Yeah.
Take a step back.
Take it slow.
Truth, okay. Germans are cheap with money. I would say efficient. I wouldn't say cheap. I would say efficient, bro. I feel like, okay, I've made this statement before. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Germans flex the fact that they can save as much money as possible. Let me give you an example. In Germany, right, it would be very common for somebody to be like, oh my God, I bought this coffee maker. is worth $3,000, but I got it on sale and it's actually only $150, and you know, I saved, you know, 2,000 some odd dollars. Like, that's a flex. Like, look at how much money I saved, man. I didn't even have to spend that much money on this coffee maker. And then the other person's like, oh man, I spent $3,000 on that coffee maker. Now, I don't know why you'd be spending that much money on a damn coffee maker, but that's the example. In America, it's like, bro, I spent $20,000 on this diamond chain, man. Look at this. I spent $20,000 on the earrings, man. I spent, you know, $100K on my car, my guy. Bro, it looks like you're irresponsible with your money. That's what it looks like. And a lot of times people spend money they don't have in America, bro. I'm not sure if they be doing that in Germany. I feel like they don't. But yeah, that's the big difference. Y'all, let me know if that example is accurate. If it wasn't, let me know.
What? Cheap? Yes.
Yeah, I feel
but
like
not cheap.
Efficient.
They're just good with their money. They don't like to waste money.
Like, easy to
I
get.
like to save money.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I think it's true.
For example, you go out with a bunch of people and...
Oh, wait. Like, I feel like... I feel like, let's say you go drinking with your buddies and stuff. I feel like everybody waits around to see who's going to pay for everybody's drinks. Like, I low-key would do that too. Sometimes when I would go out, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm going to lay back. Because I would start noticing people get drunk enough, they start paying for everybody's drinks. And I'm like, woo, you just got to look, man. People always say like, oh, girls have it easy, man. Like they always get their drinks paid for. I'm like, men can get their drinks paid for too if you are very attentive, right? You just wait for somebody to get real drunk and you just sit back. Be like, hey, you know, dap it up with them and stuff like that. Be like, hey, drinks on this guy, you know, around for everybody. And they'll be so messed up. They'll be like, yeah, bro, drinks for everybody. I'll buy you a shot, you a shot, you a shot, that. And yeah, bro, it's kind of like, it seems crazy, but bro, if you wait, people will pay for your stuff, man. It's crazy.
It's like dinner. They always split the bill. So it's not like, oh, let's make one bill and everybody contributes, because then they're like, no, I only have this.
Oh, question. In Germany, in the dating scene, is it common for people going on dates, right, to split the bill? Or is it common and courteous for the party that requested the date? I'll just use the man to pay for everything. Like, let's say, you know, you go on a date with this girl. You guys both sit down, you eat. After the date's over, you know, the bill comes and she's about to pull out her wallet. You're like, no, I'm paying for it. I got it. A, how is that looked at? Like, how do people look at that? And B, is that a common thing? I would do that when I would date a lot because I felt like I did not want the other person to feel like their time and their money was wasted, right? If I'm requesting to spend some time with you, I want you to feel like you didn't waste your time. So I don't want you to feel like you have to go out of your pocket to, you know, go places with me or whatever. I will cover your expenses. I just want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? So if it goes well, cool. If it doesn't go well, cool. You don't have to worry about spending any money. How do you guys feel about that?
And that way they're a bit cheap, but I understand it. I don't call it cheap. It's just smart.
It's a bit of a poverty mindset in a sense, you know. Not everywhere, not with everyone, but like so many people are kind of so stuck in their everyday lives, I think. I'm afraid to try new things, to do new things. Like, I have to obviously watch my money super carefully.
Well, there's definitely areas in Germany where people are cheaper than others.
We plan a very long term on myself like that. And for planning long term, you have to save money. So you say like, okay, I cannot spend this money. And then you end up being 70 and you didn't spend any money. I'm exaggerating, but I think this is something that Germans...
My friend was saying, if you want to become a millionaire, eat peanut butter sandwiches your entire life and you'll be a millionaire by the time you're 60. I'm like, bro, when I'm 60, I could be in the grave, bro. I'm trying to be a millionaire in my 30s, my guy.
I think there is a lot of rigidity with a lot of things.
See, that was neck and neck. People are like, people said it was true. By 52% said yeah, 48% were like, I don't know about that, man. I don't think cheap. It was not a word I would describe German, but definitely a little bit more aware, financially aware. I would say they definitely are for sure. Germans wear socks and sandals. Ooh. I've heard this. I feel like it's older Germans, bro. I don't feel like younger Germans do that. And if they do, they wear socks and slides and not socks and sandals. Slides is the way to go. Sandals, bro, you're like locked in. Sandals is a commitment, bro. Because I was wondering what the difference between sandals and slides were. Slides, you could slide your feet in, slide your feet out. Simple. Sandals, you got to strap them things in, bro. Nah, bro. We don't do sandals over here. I wear socks with slides. That is the way to go.
That is too superficial of a conversation for me. Can you please?
They don't wear that. I know they don't. They don't do that, bro. They don't do that. The grandpas, yep. Older people.
I didn't bring my sandals.
It's a very typical stereotype that I don't see too often.
Yeah, that's like an older person stereotype. That's like generation, what is it? Is it Generation X or something like that? Not X. Was it X or is it Y? Generation Y? What was the generation like before millennials? That was their stereotype of Germans.
I think it might be true, actually. Yeah. I don't see too many German tourists like in a warm country where they would be wearing sandals, but also socks, I think.
True, fair enough.
That said, I wear socks all the time.
Germans don't do that in Germany, they do it on vacation.
I know in Italy there's this commercial like the socks and sandals and it's like, the Germans are coming or it's summertime.
Oh my God.
So I guess it's a thing.
I haven't worn actual sandals since I was like 6 years old, bro. I've worn slides because slides look more stylish and they're easy to put on. Like I said, you slide your feet in, you slide your feet out. You can kick them off with your feet. You can put them on with your feet. You don't have to bend down and strap them in and whatever. Slides, bro. Get rid of sandals. Slides, my God. I see why people wear sandals though. It's like more secure. Actually, I don't see why people wear. Why do you wear sandals? Wear some shoes, bro.
The dads.
Is it outdated though?
But they are outdated.
It's coming back.
Oh yeah, it is actually. It's a style, right?
Ew. Ew. So they said truth. Okay. German is a harsh language. No, it's not. I thought it was when I first started learning it. It is not a harsh language, bro. There's languages that are a lot harder. I feel like Russian is probably the harshest language, bro, honestly. It goes harder in the paint. Maybe even Polish too, than German, because German is not that harsh, but Germans will beg to differ, so we'll see.
I mean, people always, when I say, hey, let's impersonate a German or a German accent, they always be like, "Grr, grr, grr." And I always tell them, yeah, that makes sense, but you also purposefully speak angry right now.
Exactly. That, bro, that's the key right there. It's how you say the words. If you say, ich wohne in Berlin, or ich lebe in Berlin, or ich wohne in Berlin, right? Or ich liebe Katzen, or whatever, right? That didn't sound aggressive. Ich liebe Katzen. Like that sounds like you're about to like take over the world, bro. You know.
It sounds rough.
No, not all.
It doesn't.
It's not the sweetest, not the most beautiful language.
It's just how you say the words, bro.
But we don't say Schmetterling.
Yeah. Schmetterling. Yeah, see, it's a normal language, bro. I remember like before I was like, oh, it's so harsh and rough. Ooh.
Yeah, it's very mixed with the general stereotype of Germans being very cold and strict and harsh. And then they project that to the language. I guess this happens in other languages too. Es war ein wunderschöner Tag.
Und du hast wunderschöne Augen.
Du hast auch wunderschöne Augen.
Oh, I was like, you have beautiful eyes. Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful day. You have beautiful eyes. You also have beautiful eyes. All right.
Oha, vielen Dank.
Schmetterling hat keine schönen Augen eigentlich.
What the hell? Why you randomly say butterfly?
Even though we may come across as not as open initially, we have a lot of love and emotions to give and to share with you once we feel welcome. And I think in my experience, especially if you're from somewhere else and Germans are very curious, you can make them open up as well. I think we want to give a lot, but sometimes in the business of the day, we can be a little bit overly concerned and stressed out. So I think come to Germany and help us to open up.
Yep, I got you, man. I'll be like, it'll be like cracking open like an acorn or something. I'll be like, ha ha ha, yes.
Countries that eats raw minced pork. You put it on a bread with onions and pepper and salt.
That actually sounds pretty fire. I haven't had that, but I feel like that sounds pretty fire. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Was this true? Was this false?